So good afternoon, everybody, or should I say good morning or good evening, depending where you are. Here we are again, another session of our coffee talk. We have taken, well, should I say the youth have taken another fantastic piece of an article from our Heartfulness Magazine. So yes, I am Alka Patel, based here in London, Heartfulness trainer, teacher, mother, etc. So please guys, come along and introduce yourself.
Hi, Alka. Yes, hi, everybody. So I will start by introducing myself. So I'm Injel. Injel and Injel Redon from France. I was born in the practice of the meditation, we can say it so, because my parents were already practicing when I was born. So they are in this heartfulness process since many years, more than 30, of course. Because I am already 32. I am engineer. Also, I didn't precise, I am a heartfulness also trainer since already 2 years now, and married to Leila, which will introduce herself just after me. As I was saying, I am an engineer, construction engineer, and I enjoy now to share this this practice through this management also field since a few years, and I hope to continue this way, discovering more and more of myself, and to share it around me. What about you, Leila?
Hi to everyone. My name is Leila, and I am psychotherapist and also trainer of heartfulness meditation. I spent 5 years of my life in India learning this beautiful practice, and right now I became a mother just 7 months ago, and I enjoy this motherhood, new chapter of my life in the island of love, Bali. So, and happy to be here to share these beautiful coffee talks with all of you. Elizabeth, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is Elizabeth. I'm Australian. I currently live in India in our Heartfulness headquarters in Kanashantivanam. And we're madly getting ready for International Day of Peace at the moment. So it's quite a very dynamically peaceful time for us here. And I'm also the editor of Heartfulness Magazine. So I'm very much looking forward to what you guys have to say about this article that we're focusing on today about what is a mistake, and we'll very much enjoy talking with you. I have known Leila for many years, and it's very exciting for me to be on this group discussion with her because I've watched her grow up pretty much. So I'm looking forward to it.
Same here.
Okay, so fantastic, guys. I'm so glad that for some reason, somewhere up there, the messages were clear. How I found you two, I don't know. I'm not talking about you, Elizabeth. I'm talking about these two you. So what is a mistake? Well, this article has been written by, again, one of our favorites of our Heartfulness magazine, Dr. Isaac Adizes. And he talks about this in such a profound manner. Injel and Leila, you brought this to the table. Can I invite you to share what resonated with you when it comes to this article?
So first of all, I would say that in this article, few sentences like this one, which is just appearing, really trigger me, and because in my activity, professional one, I used to face many challenges, and it used to be really important to understand that you should allow yourself to. I mean, you should really understand what is a mistake. You can really make a big difference within yourself, first of all, and then in your behavior, according this, the way you understand it, the making mistake and what you get from this, the outcome. So that's why we choose, from my side, that's why I choose this article. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great, Injel. What about you, Leila? What did you think this part of the article?
For me, it is really beautiful part because I believe personally that there are no mistakes. Everything is our experience, and this experience always so much precious and valuable for us. And as long we understand that we learn something from our experience, and if it is something really not so much constructive for our life, we can always change our attitude and not repeat the same experience again. But it's never mistake, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth, would you like to add something about this part of article?
Yeah, because I've had many, many years of experience of this. So I'm speaking from having somebody who's made many, many mistakes and sometimes repeated the same mistakes also. And I can tell you that there's nothing wrong at any stage, because even if you do repeat the same mistake, everybody says, you know, it's fine to make a mistake, but if you repeat it, it's not so good. But I can tell you that that's not true, because I think the way we learn as human beings is through repetition. And because our subconscious programming from childhood and from our past is so deep, we can't always correct something straight away. We want to, all of us want to, but we're not very good at it, because when we're in that mode where we react, where we just get emotional in a situation and we make a mistake, we hurt another person, or we do something even that's against ourselves, it's not because we ever want to do that. It's this programming that gets in the way.
Mm.
And so to raise our consciousness to get out of the programming so that we're able to respond from some sort of higher consciousness takes practice. And that's repetition. And of course, that's why we meditate, so that we can learn to let go of those things, so that we can come from a higher consciousness. But until we get there, we're going to stuff up. No question. All human beings do it. And so to give yourself the permission, I think this is what comes with age and why I like being older now, because when you get older, you give yourself the permission to say, it's okay, what do I learn this time? What am I going to do better next time? How am I going to do this continuous improvement thing? And even if it's a mistake, it's okay. Because if I'm going to be creative in my approach, if I'm not going to just be mechanical, but I have to be creative, and that's it, whether that's in engineering or music or motherhood or gardening or cooking or whatever, then I'm going to stuff up sometimes, but that's how new things happen. Because without that, you just prescriptively the same old, same old, same old, same old, same old. And we don't want to be that. We want to have the permission to try new things and evolve. And if you look at evolution in the natural world, there's tons of mistakes in evolution. You know, when a tree drops its seeds, you know, hundreds of thousands of seeds after it's fruited, some of them grow up into seedlings, some of them don't. I mean, it's okay. It's about having the self-compassion to permit yourself to do that and to learn every time.
Absolutely.
So for me, you know, it's just this extremely wonderful experience of experimentation.
Absolutely. And, you know, parents say it, I know Daji says it many times, our global trainer of heartfulness, and its previous global trainers have said, you know, don't make a mistake, but don't make the same one again. But it's so easier said than done. But as Elizabeth says, it comes with time, I believe, as well. Leila, I know you mentioned to me, and I really like the part you took from this article. Can you share with us? Yeah.
Sure. This is really, for me now, very relating to my life experience. The moment there is an exhaustive list, there is less uncertainty. Having a finite list can offer some sense of assurance. I can say that before I became a mother, before I start my marriage life, we can say, Elizabeth, remember me that from that time, I was traveling around the world. I was seeing places, having hundreds of different experiences, and having time for everything, for myself, for different stuffs, whatever I wanted. And I felt this eternal freedom. Now I have a list of priorities, what I have to do, what are my responsibilities, and I cannot in the same way to be so much free, we can say. But at the same time, it's really another type of freedom. As one of the previous Heartfulness guides said, freedom without freedom, freedom to do the right things. So for me, the right things is about your priorities, about choosing what is actually supporting your own spiritual evolution, your life in every sense. And I can say another message from Daji, our global heartfulness guide, that if you have so many applications in your phone, then it takes lots of energy. It takes energy battery, and your phone has gone after some time. But if you keep only the main ones, 1, 2, 3, which you really using regularly, then you save the energy. Same thing happening in life. If you choose only focusing and bringing your energy only to those parts of your life and those priority list which are supporting your evolution, supporting your growth, then you save the energy and you feel happy and content.
Yeah, but Leila, easier said than done, okay? And one of the things I've noticed, I've got teenagers, is this thing called procrastination and the mobile phone. Now, you guys know this very well. I'm going to invite Injel into this, actually, Leila. Like, Injel, come on, help me out. How exhaustive list, prioritize, make a list. How can you stay on that list? That was my thought process when Leila just mentioned that. Because I can see where you're coming from, Leila, and I get that as a mother as well. But these youth, they say they want to do it, but then they go back to that mobile phone. Help me, Injel.
Yeah, the first thing I would say about it is just that you should get into the point that it is important, first of all, to know about yourself and your values, to give an importance of the process in which you want to be involved in, all those things which you have in those lists. And I would take the example of students who want to really succeed in their studies, and no matter which one it is, they have to for sure be connected within themselves and understand for what they are doing this, for which purpose, for which reason they like, for sure, they love it, even maybe what they are doing, what these studies provide for themselves. That's why they have to really find it and to stick to it. It's like finding the purpose of themselves. As soon as you find the purpose of your life, of what you want to provide for others, you will really have no reason to not do it, because you will enjoy it. You will enjoy for sure. And the main thing is to enjoy what you want, what you have to do. Find the way to enjoy it. Yes.
Yeah.
That's my point. So I don't know what about you, Leila, concerning procrastination.
Maybe Elizabeth would like to share with us something on this point.
Okay, so yeah, Couple of things. What you said, Injel, about interest, I think is super important. When you're interested in something, you want to spend your time on it, don't you? And, you know, the exhaustive list is a great thing, and putting your priorities. But then once you've got that, you can plan all you like, but the day's never going to go exactly as you plan it.
No.
So it's always this balance between setting up your visions, your goals, your priorities, your responsibilities, which is an important thing, I think, for all of us to do in terms of where we direct our energies. But then in the moment, in any given day, you've got to respond from the heart with what's going on at that particular time. So it's always going to be a balance. It's like a tightrope walker. You might go towards planning, and then you have to go back towards spontaneity, planning, spontaneity. And it's always like a dance, and it's never going to be fixed. And there are some days when I have incredible plans in the morning, and then somebody says, no, we're doing this today, and everything goes for a toss. If I were to stick to the plan and say, no, we have to do it this way, my life would be hell. Because in the moment, you have to respond. So I think that it's always about this planning, flexibility, lists, letting go. And it's not that one's more important than the other. They're both really important. The procrastination thing, I think, is when you move out of your heart. Because when you're in your heart, procrastination doesn't exist. It's not even a concept. Because when you're in your heart, you just know. Because your heart's saying, it's like you're in the flow. Like when you're playing sport, or when you're playing music or something and you're in the flow, you're not thinking. You're just going with it. And I'm sure, Leila, you understand what I mean about motherhood. You know, there are certain days when things don't go to plan, but you're just in the flow with your baby and you just do what's necessary and it works. When you're in that state, there's no such thing as procrastination. What happens though is sometimes we get clouded or heavy or confused, or there's this option or that option. We're into our intellect, we're making decisions, we're whatever, and it's not always heart-based. And all of us get into that stage because we're trying to think things through, and it's okay, there's nothing wrong with it. But I found that the answer to that is, when you're procrastinating, is just center yourself back in your heart. Say, okay, what is my heart telling me to do in this moment? And then the answer becomes really clear. And if it isn't, you wait till it does. I mean, I've had situations where I've had to make big decisions in life and it's not clear. And what I've learned from my teachers, from life's experiences, just wait. It's okay. It's okay to pause and stop. You know, the world's not going to stop. I'm not going to fall off it just because I pause for a little bit. And as soon as I do that and I pull myself out, then suddenly I'm back in the flow again.
I mean, I'm going to throw this back at Leila. I don't know why. I know that, Leila, you had to just get up. Now, I'm assuming you went to see the baby. Leila, is it okay to make a mistake? Because it's something that came to me, and I was thinking, when I was younger, what I know now, or what you guys know now, because you're much, much younger than me, is telling these youngsters out there, okay, especially those that have just started meditation, or maybe haven't even started meditation, I don't know, but yes, it's okay to make mistakes. This is what we're saying. But there has to be somewhere we can go and tell the younger ones around us, saying, it's okay to make mistakes, but don't suffer. And do this, you know, what is it? What advice would you give? Because I know Elizabeth and I can say this, we've got many years of experience of motherhood and this and that, but what coming from you guys, what would you say, Leila?
It reminds me of the story when one disciple came to the teacher, to the guru, and said to him, I'm a sinner, I commit so much of sins and bad things. And the teacher, he was just laughing and saying that, what have you done? What never, no one did before? How you can surprise me? Because there are no such things as sin or being wrong or making mistakes. We all are human. And first of all, I would advise to try to release this guilt, this feeling of heaviness from that. If you understood that you did something not good for you, I mean, there is no good or bad. It is all about the way you feel, the way you take it. If you try to take it more in a light way, if you try to just observe and understand what you learn from it, then it is kind of releasing this heaviness, releasing this guilt or shame or whatever it can be, the feeling after you commit something. Because even greater masters, they had a past, and the greatest sinners, if we can say, they have a future. So this is also something about being beyond this black and white world, I would say, being more beyond ideas, because all the ideas just in the mind, what is right, what is wrong. For someone it can be good, for someone else it can be wrong. So we never know why those lessons coming to our life. So just take it easier and give it space.
You mean, and also it's like saying being kind to yourself. And
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Because if you don't love yourself, you cannot really love anyone else in this world.
But do you know, and this is something I'm doing in my classroom with the little ones right now, due to COVID and lockdown, we're all coming back to school. And one of the things that we are looking at schools across the UK is the well-being of these young ones. And I'm sure it's across the globe. And, you know, we're putting in this kindness classrooms in, but they're young and they're you know, they're like sponges. But as we get older, so I'm trying to link this with how you got to where you are. Elizabeth mentioned a lot about being centered. This is the part of the article I loved, which is showing on our screens. And if I can just invite Injel back, could you help me explore this one? We are beyond the time to take sides. It's only serves to keep us apart. It is time to hold truth in our center. Injel, how do you feel about this one?
Well, it's a deep one, we can say. It's all about, in fact, doing things from our higher self, we can say. It's at the moment we are connected to the heart. In fact, there is no more choice in life, and we are always making somehow the right decision, which is connected, relating to really our higher self, our true self. So we can say that there is only one truth. There is only one truth. And so for sure, at the moment we are connected to it, it's always no mistakes. And if there is, we are always relating to learning about it. We are always able to learn and being kind, like we just said, being able to be kind to ourselves, to love enough ourselves. That's what for me, this quote really tell me about. Yeah. And there is no time. And if I can share about it, it's that I was thinking about it just yesterday, I think, that it's funny because in life, we can say that, and it's also our guide who said it, is that the realization somehow is not so far. It's from this side to the other side. We just have to turn our head and it's done. But what creates time between this? It's just this ability which we have or not have to get really to the point of letting go of those those struggles we have, and really learn and connect to ourselves. At the moment we are into this, we are already at the final point. We already arrived, we already reached it. So there is no more time. We stretch the time, we create the time because we postpone the learning lesson. And I was thinking about it just yesterday. It's funny, yes.
Wow, Elizabeth, isn't this great? These guys are great. Elizabeth, can I invite you to share that Aluna Joy one?
Yeah, I think for me, this is sort of the key because we judge so much all the time. You know, we like or we dislike, or something's good or bad, or we're happy or we're not happy, or we're irritated, and we're always judging it, and we're judging ourselves a lot of the time. It's like, well, why aren't I feeling good this morning, or why is today not going the way it's meant to go, or whatever, when the reality is, that's life. There's this amazing quote that's attributed to Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, which says, we're souls having a human experience. So what is that human experience? The human experience is that life's like the weather. It goes up and down. It's sunny, it's cloudy, there are storms. I mean, it's everything. And what is a good life? A good life is not where everything's perfect all the time. A good life is where whatever happens, we're in the moment, and sometimes we feel really sad. Sometimes we feel really irritated. Sometimes we feel really scared. That's all okay. We don't have to be happy all the time. But what are we going to do with that? How are we going to help all this stuff enrich our human experience? Help us to maybe become more wise, help us to live the best possible way we can. It's only by living it and learning from it. And I don't think you can read a book and say, okay, now I know how to live life. You can't have somebody else tell you this is the way you should live your life, because should's just a silly word in many ways. It doesn't take you anywhere. It takes you to something which you ought to be, but you're not, which is not very helpful, because while it helps you aspire to something, it's often frustrating because you're not there. So I think there's a sort of a joyful attitude, which I get through meditation, because meditation takes me right to my soul, which is where my joy is, that allows us to just live, to be in that moment. I mean, you guys must look at your baby and see it, because a baby is in the moment. A baby's not thinking about, what do I have to do when, after breakfast or something like that. The baby's just there. And when you're with a baby, and when you're with a baby, you're in that space, you're in that zone where you just live life. And somehow I think it's about appreciating and celebrating all that, celebrating the moment. And if you make a mistake in that, well, so be it. Does a baby ever consider that they've made a mistake? I don't think so. It's funny that we even think about this, right? But when you're in your truth, when you're in yourself, it's just, how am I going to, with International Peace Day, we've been talking about, we've had all these peace ambassadors, and Daji in his talk says something really amazing. He says, it's not enough to feel peaceful. You have to make peace dynamic. You have to live it, if you like. You have to live peace, be peace, express peace, all these things. So how do you live peace dynamically? It's with all these ups and downs, but trying to stay still in your center. So it's a very joyful thing for me, and I don't say I'm an expert, not at all, but I'm getting better at it, and it's a beautiful
may I take it back to the article? I love this. And maybe we should do a session, Elizabeth, just on peace and humanity, because this is exactly what we really do need. But just going back to our coffee talk session, I am very aware, and I'm sure you guys are, but I'm doing something and I know I'm about to make that mistake. I'm very aware that I'm going to make that mistake. At that moment, what do you do? Oh, Injel, I'm always picking on you. Come
on. About it, just to take a time, in fact, it's we can say, if we are aware, it's to take a time about it before, and or if it is too late, then it is another thing. If it is too late, it's another thing. We can say that it's already you have to, like, I don't have the word in English, but to kind of monitor the outcomes of the action, already go afterwards, and to try to redirect the consequences, we can say. If it is already too late, I would do this way. I would suggest to do this. If it is just before, in fact, then it's still the opportunity, still the moment to connect, and but still, it's quite difficult. I know, because me myself, I'm making also many mistakes, and I know that when we are really into our own patterns, which we repeat, we are kind of blind. And to really have this step back, and this automatism of making a step back is taking really years. And as Elizabeth was just saying, to be able to be at peace all the time, it is to be able to be always the observer of our action, observer of what is happening. It is really making for sure dynamic our peace, but it is challenging, we can say. It is a big challenge. So most of the time we are monitoring the consequence of our mistakes.
You know, guys, just a thought, because I'm looking at all of us here and we've been meditating for a while. But again, back to our audience, who are the youth, who are probably thinking about meditating or just started. Guys, yeah. Go back to your youth, when you first started. Were you aware of the changes going on when you were making mistakes, to one day going, oh, I'm not making those mistakes anymore? Do you remember those moments?
Which moment? I didn't hear.
I said, do you remember those moments where you were making the mistakes and then one day you stopped making them? Do you remember those shifts, the transformation? Can you remember any of those?
Yeah, I would say for sure. It is a big contrast for me, my life before I start my practice of meditation, and slowly how it is transforming, how beautifully it is transforming. And it's all about your inner state. First, you are kind of blind. You're not aware even what are you doing. You can get feedback from someone else, from people around you, from your family members, that you can hurt someone, you can damage something, you can do all kind of actions which are, we can say, not so much ecological, if we can say, towards others. And it is something you can be even not aware again and again. But the moment you start to be connected inside yourself, you start to meditate and to be in tune with yourself, it is impossible that you would be having this idea to do the same things. So it is kind of changing your way of life, changing your inner state. And I believe that what is inside, what the same thing reflecting in the world. So the circumstances of life, everything what's happening in your life, it is reflection of your inner state, of your inner emotions, whatever you are. And if I compare before I start the practice and now, I can say that slowly, this state of meditation growing and expanding even after practice finish. So I believe that meditation is the practice with the goal that it is not only 1 hour practice, it is 24 hours of your life that you can be living from this state. And I feel this contrast that now it is more and more time in my life. I can be in tune, centered.
Yeah,
It
but
become
as a new mother, Leila, because you are a very, very new mother, and
yeah.
not as carefree as you were traveling the
Sure.
globe. You know. Do you still have time to practice?
Yes, I'm grateful to have such a helpful and caring husband who is providing me this opportunity to exchange. And now we cannot meditate at the same time as we did before when we woke up in the morning and we said same time, same place. Now we are kind of taking care of the baby, exchanging each other, but it is also beautiful experience because we able to keep this common goal, common practice, and to provide it to our family.
So are you saying, sorry, I love this, is you're saying to people out there or the youth, don't wait till something happens or something negative
For
happens.
sure.
Please come along, share this more.
I was about to say that sometimes I look at my husband and I'm kind of jealous that he started his life with meditation. He was born already within the family who is in practice, and he maybe kind of avoided all type of mistake he could make in the life. For me, it was a different experience because I was searching. I was tasting life myself, making lots of mistakes before I found this practice, this method, before I came to know that there is such beautiful thing as meditation, which can actually prevent many destructive things in your life. I mean, it is not giving you guarantee that your life will be always happy, as Elizabeth said, and nothing bad will happen. No, it is just giving you different inner state to deal with anything what comes to your life. That's what I wanted to say.
No, absolutely. And something I haven't addressed, and I think we should, because looking at time, is one of the practices of heartfulness is cleaning. Injel, how do you explain this to the young ones when you are starting the introduction process with them?
I explain it as a simply in fact getting rid of the impressions, what we just either just or during the day we got it through different experience, through mistakes, and to not carry luggage and feeling this heaviness, and then which would become a guilt, and it would be already kind of late to or more difficult to get rid of it. It's good to, as soon as possible, take a time, go within ourselves, and kind of release. I don't know if I have to go into the practice itself, but kind of just let ourselves let go of anything, all this heaviness, not judging, not seeing what it is, but just to feel from our body, from ourself, our higher self, this heaviness getting out of ourselves and becoming lighter and lighter, and so that afterwards we can easier connect even deeper and go into meditation, so that then it's another journey. It's already another journey.
But Injel, you and I've got to say what Leila said, you were born into the practice. Now,
yeah.
Does that matter? It's a very deep question. Pardon?
Yeah, the practice itself, you mean?
Yeah, you were born into it, because some people watching are saying, well, you already know what to do. Did you know what to do? Or
No,
Like,
if
yeah.
I can share my experience, excuse me. If I can share my experience, I would say that no, in fact, because anyway, we are born here in this world to experiment to get into our karma. In fact, we have our own karma and so on. And no matter if we are already on the track or not, for sure, we will have many challenges. And I would say that it's good to have it soon. I mean, have it early, but for sure, as soon as you have it, means that you are ready. In fact, before it was not yet the time for you to practice it, to have it. Now you are aware about it. I mean, life. And there is this quote which is famous, which is saying that when the disciple is ready, the master arrives. Means that as soon as you are ready to experiment something, it comes to you. It comes to you. So as soon as you get to know about this practice, it's not by mistake. It's not by accident. I mean, it's not by accident that you get to know about it. It means that you have to do something with it.
Your heart's.
Yeah, it's the heart which is calling already.
Yes, yes.
It's like already he caught something into the field of life.
Yes. Now, because of time, I've been warned. We've got a few minutes. I'm going to throw this last question out. Maybe Elizabeth could help us with this one. Is it hard? Am I using the right word? Is it hard or is it easy to stay connected? So, which one should I go for? Is it hard to stay connected or is it easy to stay connected? Either way, please come along because we've got a few minutes. Bash it out, guys.
So just to address what Leila and Injel was saying before too,
yeah.
For me, it's all about as you let things go, as things drop off, your consciousness shifts and you become aware of things at a different level. Just the same as you do from when you're a baby to a small kid, to when you're an adult, to when you're 30, to when you're 50, to when you're 70. Even in life, your consciousness is shifting all the time. When you meditate, when you clean, when you do all these things, it's shifting. So it's as hard or as easy as you want it to be. If you want it to be hard, if you want life to be hard, it'll be hard. No question. And when you're programmed as a small child that things are hard, or that you have to struggle, or that there's always going to be a blockage, that's the difficult thing to overcome. For many, many people, it's not that they want it like that, but it's there, it's inbuilt because of the way their parents were, their grandparents, their culture, that, no, life isn't easy. It's not given to you on a plate. You can't be happy, all these things. And many people have that programming. What happens when you meditate is that those programs start to drop off. The shells fall off. And you start to have an opportunity, your potential is expanded. So then you can start to say, okay, I don't have to follow that pattern anymore. I can believe that life can be joyful, that life can be easy, that meditation can be easy. So that's the change that happens. It's not that it's a magic wand that suddenly everything becomes wonderful, but your potential to do things in a different way expands enormously. And I think that's what changes for me. It's what changed for me.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yes. Maybe that last question isn't needed. Is it hard or easy to stay connected? May I say that we have a few minutes and to our audience there that, these articles are out there. There are so many beautiful ones. I know, Elizabeth, you've written my favourite one so far of this year, the love letter. And I've got to tell you in this talk is that only last week we did a love letter to the stars, a love letter to Earth, a love letter, a love poem to, we were doing the whole thing. And then when yours came out, the week before, I was like, wow, so did Elizabeth, because I didn't know about it. So fantastic work going on. That magazine is amazing. And just want to let our audience know that it's online, it's free every month. please get your hands on it, read it. And do write to Elizabeth if you have any questions. Sorry, Elizabeth, didn't ask you that one, but that's okay. It's just opening up. Elizabeth, you have a lovely one coming for next month. I'm assuming lots to do with Peace Day.
This next month is about love in action. So Daji's article in the User's Guide is about love in action, which is the 9th principle of heartfulness, which is a really amazing one. So there's a lot of inspiring stuff around that, which I'm looking forward to having come out also. So yeah, good stuff.
I love that. I love that last cheeky bit, Elizabeth. I'm excited too. May I say I'm very grateful, Injel and Leila, for your time. I know it's precious, but thank you so much. I'm so glad I found you.
Same here. We're also very happy to be in this space and to see Elizabeth after a long time, at least online, and you too. Thanks for inviting us for this beautiful conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know many out there will really appreciate what you said, Injel, you know, Leila and Elizabeth, because at the moment people are really needing this kind of talk. So thank you so much, Injel. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wanted to also share my gratitude to all of you. It's a really great pleasure, and also for you, those who participate and who are not here to this preparation, who are in the background. It's also important to notice them, and yes, I'm grateful. It was also a great pleasure to meet you again, Elizabeth. Yeah, looking forward to meet you again in Cana. We will catch the opportunity as soon as we can to get back there. For sure, we are longing for this. So see you soon, hopefully.
In the meantime, enjoy Bali.
Maybe we can all meet in Cana. So thank you, everybody. And again, there will be another coffee talk session after this one. So please join us. And you can always find us on YouTube. So have a good day, evening, night, and bless you all. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.